Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to show you some things that might be coming in the next update for Dead Rails. I'll start with an official post from Reco Miller and go all the way through to new mechanics, new perks, and more. So yeah, it turned out to be a pretty interesting video. Make sure to watch till the end. Alright guys, so our first leak is this one right here. Reco Miller himself posted in the official Discord that they're no longer going to be doing updates every 2 weeks. I mean, we all know that for the longest time, Dead Rails got an update every 2 weeks, no matter how small. But now that's changing. Updates will still come, but on a more flexible schedule, maybe once a month, maybe even less. Some people are speculating that updates might slow down more and more, and that Reco's maybe thinking of stepping away from the game. I mean, the game's not as active as it was a few months ago, not like 2 or 3 months back when the hype was real. But the good news is updates are still coming. Reco also said it's been really hard for the team to keep up with such a strict 2-week schedule. That's why a lot of the recent updates felt kind of rushed and incomplete. They just didn't have enough time. That's also why there are still tons of bugs and missing features. So now they've decided from now on, updates will only drop when they're fully ready. No more rushing things just to meet a deadline. Sure, it'll take longer and updates might come less often, but at least they'll be higher quality and more polished. Fewer bugs, better features. Honestly, I think that's the right call. Of course, there might still be some bugs, there always are, but not as bad as before. And Reco even apologized for the last couple updates being kind of underwhelming. Like the 4th of July update, all we got was 2 new weapons, 3 classes, voice chat, and pro servers. That's it. Compared to older updates, that felt super small. But again, imagine trying to put out major updates every 2 weeks with a small dev team. It's tough. I mean, it sounds like there's only a few people working on this. So yeah, I totally get where Reco's coming from. He even said that at some point he had to step back from being the lead developer and move into more of a manager role, letting more experienced scripters take over the coding side. And that shift hasn't been easy for him. He used to do everything himself. Now he's learning how to lead and manage a team instead. He says they're still trying to keep the same quality and pace, just in a more organized way, working like a real dev team. And again, this is all coming from his official post. He asked the community to be patient. After all, this isn't some big studio, but they're doing their best. So yeah, that's the post. Honestly, I respect Reco for being real with us. Long story short, updates are still coming, just a bit less often, and that's totally understandable. All right, moving on to the second leak, and this one's all about new zombies. We're talking about a bunch of unique zombie types being added to the game. Like, we already have some zombie variety, but it looks like we're getting way more now. So first up, the Doctor Zombie. This one always spawns inside the doctor's house. And the cool thing, when you kill him, there's a 50% chance he drops a bandage, which is actually super useful. No more buying bandages, just kill a zombie and maybe get one for free. Honestly, that's kind of OP if you think about it. Next, we've got the Cellar Zombie. This one appears in the general store and furniture store. And what's interesting is that he's carrying items. Like in the leak, we see him hauling what looks like a gold bar. So the idea is you kill the zombie, take what he's carrying, and boom, free loot. You could even sell it later at the trading post. It's a pretty cool mechanic if it actually works like that. Then we have the Gunsmith Zombie. This one always spawns with a ranged weapon, and as you know, there are tons of guns in the game, so it's totally random what he's holding. Could be a rifle, could be something stronger. Either way, it makes him super dangerous since he attacks from a distance. Definitely not a zombie you want to ignore. After that, we've got a new version of the Coal Miner Zombie. We kinda already have a miner zombie, but this one's different. It spawns in the head frame and always carries a pickaxe. If you kill him, there's a 50% chance he'll drop a piece of coal, just like the doctor drops a bandage. And coal, as you know, is pretty useful, so this could be a really efficient way to stock up. Next is the Farmer Zombie. This one spawns in barns and he can be holding either a shovel or a rake. though it looks like the shovel is just a reskin. Still, it's cool to see them adding more themed zombies based on location. Now here's a fun one, the outlaw zombie. Basically, if an outlaw gets killed by a zombie, there's a 30% chance they'll come back as a zombie. Visually, they'll still look kinda like a cowboy, just zombified. It's a neat little touch, even though we already have cowboy-style zombies. And finally, the wandering cellar zombie. This one spawns randomly and always has a cart with him. The loot inside is the same as what you'd find in the general store. Mostly junk, but sometimes there's decent stuff, like a weapon or something valuable. He's kind of like a zombie version of a trader. Not sure how often he spawns, but it's probably once or twice per match. Maybe more often, like the unicorn spawns. Alright, moving on to the next leak, and this one's pretty interesting. We might be getting a brand new enemy in the game. There's this little character model that was shown, and yeah, it definitely looks like some kind of hostile NPC. Now, it's possible this enemy will be tied to a new building, maybe even a special structure or just a regular one, or, and this is just speculation, it could be an enemy specific to the Mexico area. So far, there's no official info about it, but my guess is that it's going to spawn inside some kind of structure and act as a guard. I don't think it's going to be a boss though. It just doesn't look intimidating enough for that. Feels too basic to be a full-on boss enemy. Alright guys, next up in the leak we've got something that looks like gates. Yeah, actual gates. So normally when you hop into a match, the gates are just open, right? But it looks like soon they might be closed when you get near the final stretch, like that last kilometer. And to open them, you'll need to complete a challenge. Maybe fight off all the cowboys, clear out all the zombies, something like that. Once you're done, you'll be able to pull a lever. The gates open and boom, you're on your way again. And where are we going, you ask? That's right, Mexico. Looks like this is going to be the gateway to the 80+ kilometer mark. Honestly, I think this is a really cool idea because right now, let's be real, the game's ending is kinda simple, but with a proper challenge and a cool transition like this, it could feel way more epic. Also, not confirmed, but this might be what the 80+ kilometer zone actually looks like, possibly the Mexico area. As you know, Mexico in-game is basically a desert, so this kind of dusty, dry landscape fits the vibe perfectly. And honestly, it looks pretty cool. Alright guys, next up we've got a leak about some new weapons. Looks like we might be getting two of them, one ranged and one melee. Both seem to deal a pretty solid amount of damage, so they're not just cosmetic or throwaway weapons. These could be strong additions. Also, there's a possibility that one of these weapons can be used to send out a distress signal. So like if you're playing with a teammate and you're in trouble, you could just fire it and your friend sees the signal and comes to help. That would actually be super useful in team play. So yeah, two new weapons, both potentially powerful, and one maybe with some kind of team communication mechanic. Pretty cool stuff. And next up, looks like we might be getting a brand new game mode, Mutants. Now, there's no official info yet, but from the looks of it, in this mode, every single enemy will be a mutant. That probably means they'll all be stronger, maybe even faster too. Basically, it's going to make the whole game way harder to beat. You'll need to be super careful, especially if you're running solo. But honestly, if they actually add this to the game, it could be really fun, like a proper challenge mode. I definitely want to try it out. All right, next up, we've got a big leak about train customization. And yeah, this one's actually super exciting. Looks like we might be able to add extra slots to our trains, especially the armored train. So basically, you'll be able to extend your train with additional parts, making it bigger, stronger, and more versatile. You'll also be able to upgrade your engine to make it faster. Here's how it breaks down. Tier 1 engine upgrade costs 30 bonds and gives you +5 speed. Tier 2 costs 60 bonds, also +5 speed. Tier 3 costs 135 bonds, but gives +10 speed. That's actually a lot of speed if you combine it with, say, a fast train and a conductor. You're easily hitting 125 speed, maybe more. Now, you can attach up to 3 extra wagons. You can mix and match too, like a normal train with an armored wagon. but some trains can't be modified, like the wooden train or the default armored one. Here are the new wagon options. Cattle wagon, 60 bonds, -5 speed, because it's heavy. Armored wagon, 100 bonds, basically like the armored train, but no turrets, -7 speed. Standard wagon, 50 bonds, -3 speed. Freight car, 110 bonds, 40% longer than a normal wagon, -5 speed. Reinforced wagon, 75 bonds, comes with 2 turrets, -6 speed. Roofed wagon, 65 bonds, -4 speed. Cannon wagon, 100 bonds, has a massive cannon, deals 2 times damage and range compared to the normal fort cannon with a 30-second reload. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, imagine rolling through with a train stacked with turrets, speed upgrades, and a giant cannon on the back. This could really change how endgame runs feel. If they add this, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I showed you everything that might be coming to the game, except for Reco Miller's post, of course. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss future updates. Alright, that's it from me. Good luck out there, and I'll see you in the next one.